The Laws of Ascension, Chapter 117, Ruins. Lorik walks into the hidden passage. It starts off as a short tunnel leading to some stairs. Lorik walks down the stairs, heading deeper underground. As soon as his foot touches the first step, lights appear. Lanterns along the wall light up with gems containing the law of light. Lorik puts his lantern away before getting to the bottom of the stairs. He finds 3 doors at the bottom of the stairs. They're at the end of a small room. The room's walls, floor, and ceiling are all made of smooth stone. In the center of the room is a table. Lorik walks up to it and finds a small sheet of paper on the table. It's perfectly preserved, with not even a speck of dust. Lorik picks the paper up and reads it aloud. "Enter the door closest to you," he says, before the 3 doors light up. A faint blue light appears in the center of each door. The light appears as a ball at first, before changing. The light on the door on the left turns into a wolf mask. The middle door's light turns into Leora's face. The last door on the right's light turns into Vera's face, complete with her horns. "What the hell?" Lorik mutters while looking between the doors. As he stares at them, the note in his hands falls apart. It turns into small, bright blue lights that enter his body. They dive deep into his soul and make him move. They force him toward the door with Vera's face. Lorik tries to break free, but it feels like he can't control his body. His eyes are glazed over, and he can't even blink on his own. After his body opens the door and walks through, the door slams shut. It locks, preventing him from returning. Only then does he get control of his body back. Lorik's entire body flinches as he gets control, before he sighs and looks around. He's in another small room with 2 doors. On the table is another note, perfectly preserved. Before walking to the table, Lorik tries the door he came from. It's locked and doesn't budge. Lorik walks over and picks up the note on the table. "Enter the door you know." He reads before the doors light up. The blue lights turn into Cyrilda and someone else. He can't recognize the other person. This time, before the note lights up, Lorik starts walking to Cyrilda. The note breaks into several lights that enter his body again. He pauses before continuing to walk toward Cyrilda. The door slams shut and locks before he regains control of his body once again. What the hell is going on here? Lorik thinks before walking to the table again. There are 4 doors this time. He gets asked who the team leader is. The doors light up and a face appears in front of each. They are Rowan, Sarah, Vera, and himself. The note splits into lights that take control of him. They make him walk over to Sarah's door and enter it. It locks, and he sees 3 doors. He keeps going through these doors for an hour. They ask seemingly random questions, but also deep personal ones. One asks what his favorite food is, and another asks how he trains his body, while one asks about his greatest fear, and one asks if he still talks to himself in dreams. After just shy of an hour, Lorik goes through the last door. He enters a large room with a small table in the center. On the table is a statue sitting on the edge. The statue is a man with long hair. They're sitting with their leg crossed over the other off the side of the table. Lorik walks up to the statue before it vibrates slightly. A phantom man gets off the table as if they were sitting inside the statue. They're short, barely 5'2", and wear a long-sleeved robe. "Welcome, Lorik. How was your trip?" The phantom asks Lorik. "Who are you?" Lorik asks, causing him to smile. "I'm the residual soul of the Time Reader, an ancient lord. Well, I'm one of them. There are hundreds of these statues down here. The reason being, there were hundreds of outcomes for all those tests in the prior room." The Time Reader replies, "Why'd you test me?" Lorik asks as the Time Reader starts walking around Lorik. "To talk with you. There are things I can and can't tell you. If I told you something accidentally, it'd be problematic. So I set up those tests so I'd know exactly what timeline I'd be taking to you in." The Time Reader replies before waving their hand. "Anyway, let's get down to it. Since you're here, you've met and killed at least one of the invaders. So we'll skip the talk about them. Instead, we'll go straight to what I can give you. If you go through that door behind my statue, you'll find another room. Inside is a device me and my fellow lords prepared. It's full of our soul power that's been purified. It'll be many times stronger than that dungeon I had the Soul Lord prepare for you. However, it'll be much more dangerous as well. I can see hundreds of outcomes if you use it. Oh, I should mention what you can use it for." The time reader says with a laugh while smacking their forehead. You can use it to improve your level, both you and your familiar's level. But since this soul power came from lords, what you call high-level grand mages, it'll be strong. Your body may not be able to endure it. If that happens, you'll burst from the power, tearing its way through you. I'm sure you can imagine what'll happen then. The time reader explains. How much could I improve my level? Lorik asks. By about 2 or 3 times? It's hard to say. You have the gravity law now, so it'll take longer. The time reader replies before their hand starts to disappear. Almost out of time. Just listen. I'm not done yet. The time reader sternly tells Lorik, You'll find a crystal in the other room. This crystal carries my law of time. If you shatter it, you'll release the law I sealed inside. This will summon the river of time. The river of time is a dangerous and powerful phenomenon. It connects the past to the future and the future to the past. However, it doesn't like humans messing with it. Before sealing my law in the crystal, the ancient war beast, your predecessor, launched an attack into the river. By summoning the river, you'll bring that attack to the present. There will come a time when you need this, but ensure it's truly when you have no other options. You will not be getting a second chance with this. The war beast was the goddess's champion. He was at what you'd call Grand Mage first tier when we set this up. The time reader explains before looking down. All that remains of their body now is their chest and head. One more thing. Learn to live. You keep doing what you're doing, you'll have no will to resist in the face of death. The time reader almost shouts before disappearing. Learn to live? Lorik mutters before shaking his head. He walks past the statue and to the door at the end of the room. After walking through it, the door behind him locks. Inside this room is a table next to a large device. The device is a platform a few steps above ground. There's a blue gem bigger than Lorik's head above the platform. It's held up by chains coming off pillars in each corner. There's a magic circle below the gem. On the table is a brownish-yellow crystal. It looks like there's water inside, the same color as the crystal. It rages violently, as if it's desperately trying to escape. All around the walls are locked doors. Behind each is a similar room, the one he came from. They have statues with residual souls. There's a teleportation circle near the back of the room, ready to take Lorik back to the surface. Lorik walks up to the table and stores the crystal in his ring. He then turns to the device set up next to the table. Master, are we going to use it? Nixfang asks. What do you think? Lorik asks back. I think we should use it. We need to be stronger to fight the invaders. Nixfang replies, causing Lorik to chuckle. Then let's use it. Lorik replies before walking up the steps. He sits down on the magic circle before the gem above him lights up. Powerful, purified soul power enters his and Nixfang's souls. It forces him into the soul void. The soul power entering his body splits. It connects to his 4 law stars before pouring into his soul. Nixfang experiences the same thing as the soul power enters her soul void. The two start receiving the flood of soul power and bask in it. But only for a while. Soon enough, the soul power starts to put a strain on their souls. While it's pure, it all comes from high-level grand mages. It's much denser and powerful than they can handle. However, they can't stop it now. Once they started, their consciousness was forcibly taken to the soul void. So they can't move off the magic circle, sucking the soul power out of the gem and into their bodies. Fortunately for them, the process only lasts for an hour. However, they're both exhausted after that hour. They manage to endure it, but they're both in pain. Their souls feel like they're on the verge of breaking. Their bodies are tense as the shock of jumping up a few levels hits them. Before either can even think of checking what level they are now, they pass out. Nixfang leaves Lorik's soul, but only manages to take a single step before collapsing. Lorik falls back, lying next to her. They both lay there, on the platform under the empty gem. Where's Lorik again? King Eldrin asks Cyrilda. They're going over papers detailing their strategy for the upcoming large-scale battle with Calvaris. He went out to some ruins that might have something to do with his hunt law. I sent some of my people to tail him, so don't worry about anything happening. Cyrilda replies, causing him to nod. They continue going over their plans before the door bursts open. A woman runs in and collapses to her knees. She's bleeding on her right arm and left leg. She's wearing a custom uniform unique to Cyrilla's special team. It's a team of mages she's personally trained. Each one has the potential to become a grand mage. Two of them are already first-tier mages, about to become grand mages. The uniform is dark green, with a dark purple crest. The crest is the kingdom's crest, but in purple in honor of Cyrilda's space law. The crest looks like a sword of light raised above a shield. "There's a problem," the woman says before Cyrilda rushes to her side. She manipulates space, getting to her in a single step. "What is it?" Cyrilda asks while helping her up. "Calvaris spies attacked us while we were guarding the princess and her teammates. There were 20 of them, and they were all second-tier mages. They overpowered the 10 of us and took the princess and her 2 teammates. They left this behind and said to think it over. I'm so sorry to have failed you," the woman says while handing a blood-stained folded paper to Cyrilda. She takes it before opening it and reading it. She grits her teeth and crunches the paper in her fingers before King Eldrin takes a look at it.